So I had a really interesting conversation today with a couple of guys I know who work for the federal government. And they were talking about ICE agents out here at an ICE raid in California. And I didn't realize this, and maybe most people do, and I didn't, that the majority of the masked ICE agents you see grabbing people, raiding, are deputized corrections officers. Like, they're not Department of Homeland Security longtime employees. They're deputized for the occasion. And I have a mom who worked in probation for years. I have law enforcement family. And I'm not saying there aren't exceptions, but I would not say corrections officers tend to be regarded as a species, as the most open-minded. They're basically, a lot of them are wannabe cops, just being honest. A lot of them are wannabe cops, and this is their dream world of playing fantasy. And one friend of mine who, again, worked in Homeland Security said to me, no self-respecting Homeland Security guy is wearing a fucking mask. He's like, it's gross. And I just think it's gross too. And I didn't realize that these guys are basically deputized corrections officers, wannabe police officers who wound up not being police officers and now get to play Fantasyland cop. And it's so disturbing and fucking...
Move back. Out the way, Bruce. Out the way.
News alert. I know a lot of your people are sick and tired of what's going on in this country right here. Well, let's talk about these so-called ICE agents. Who are they? Where they come from? How come Trump has given them the most money to do what they do? Now, I thought they're supposed to be going after illegal criminals and MS-13. You ever heard the MS-13 name said in a long time? But yet, this is called racism in 2025. Y'all just targeting anybody who look brown or may not look like this, and you're grabbing them. And you snatching them from their families. Those who have court appearances can't even go to court because y'all want to stand out there and grab them no matter what. And then I want to ask this question. Why y'all covering your faces? Are y'all part of the Proud Boys? Are y'all some illegal white boys running around here who want to play police officers and play sheriff and federal agents? All these ICE cars should have a special emblem on their car. Everybody that's an ICE agent should have a number and identification. You gonna walk up on me just because you white and fat and you got all this shit on? I'm supposed to now I'm intimidated because, first of all, they need to relieve these guys of wearing shades and glasses. Ain't nobody looking up to go after no ICE family members and all that. Donald Trump is a piece of shit, and you and I, we all know it. Okay? You want to build detention centers? This bullshit, alligator Alcatraz. And here you got Christy Norm and, Dolly Parton, Pam Bondi, and all these over-the-hill blondes running around with their bullshit. I'll tell you what's going to happen. Let's see what's going to happen in 4 years when Trump is not in office. How all y'all going to be caught up on the bullshit. And I'm cursing. But these fake-ass ICE agents and y'all running around here roaming through people's neighborhoods and grabbing innocent people, okay, that don't even have any criminal records. Y'all ain't grabbing no European immigrants. And that's sad. That's just going to show you true racism in America. Look at some of these video footage of how these so-called ICE agents, or whatever the fuck you want to call them, look what they doing, and you can leave your opinion, because your opinion matters. I'm out.
Shit, y'all know what time it is. Border architecture. So mean Shit, y'all know what time it is. Border architecture. So mean
This is one of the many hallways in lower Manhattan where masked immigration agents have been apprehending people outside of their routine immigration court check-ins. It's been happening almost every single day for the better part of the last 2 months, and we came here to witness it for ourselves. As of mid-June, ICE was detaining nearly 60,000 people. That's almost 45% above the capacity that was funded by Congress. And according to recent reporting from the New York outlet The City, inside this building, 26 Federal Plaza, apprehensions and hours spent in detention skyrocketed earlier this summer. An average of 89 people were detained inside 26 Federal Plaza each night in June, more in May and June alone than the first 4 months of the year combined. In just 5 hours inside 26 Federal Plaza, I saw armed and masked federal agents apprehending 5 different migrants who had appeared for their immigration hearings. This isn't a normal or long-standing practice. It is a new directive by the Trump administration playing out on several floors of this building. There are multiple floors inside this building, 26 Federal Plaza, where there are immigration courts, and that's where hearings are happening, and then those masked federal agents are detaining migrants who are coming out of their regularly scheduled immigration check-ins, some who are getting court dates to come back in the future, yet they're being detained, and then they're being held on the 10th floor of this building in a makeshift detention center where advocates and lawyers are saying people are being held longer than they're supposed to and in inhumane conditions. Access to that 10th floor isn't permitted, but in 2 videos obtained by the organization, the New York Immigration Coalition, you can apparently see one of the holding rooms on that floor where around 24 men are being held. Some are sitting on benches, some with those aluminum emergency blankets. DHS tells us that, quote, 26 Federal Plaza is not a detention center. It's a federal building with an ICE law enforcement office inside of it. And that, quote, any claim there's overcrowding or subprime conditions is categorically false.
Wait.
But a surge of immigration courthouse arrests and detentions across the country are why several organizations are suing the administration, alleging that these practices are violating the due process rights of the people in its custody. Lawyers and advocates say this is all part of Stephen Miller's grand plan of arresting 3,000 undocumented people a day. But like what we've all been seeing playing out on the streets of Los Angeles, these arrests affect far more than the worst of the worst criminals the administration had said they were going to go after in this mass deportation campaign. Also in May and June, almost 70% of those arrested at 26 Federal Plaza hadn't been convicted of any crime. And like LA, the collateral effect of these raids touches people not detained, including the many families that I saw roaming the hallways. Little children at their parents' hearings walking around with these agents towering over them, uncertain of what the future's going to bring, and if their family could be separated